But the Israel-Gaza war has many victims, and it's not just the dead alone. The Palestinians who have managed to survive are also facing their own struggles with a pretty uncertain future hanging over them. Listen.
Why didn't I go back? There's no safety. How will I go back? If we go back, the tanks could target us, like some people went back to Netzarim and were shot and martyred. My only mistake is that I listened to them and left to the south out of fear, because if I had stayed in Gaza and died with dignity, that would have been better.
Now, that is not just one displaced Palestinian. This is the plight of the 1.9 million Palestinians who've been uprooted from their homes and are now engaged in a daily struggle for safety and survival. While the besieged Gaza Strip is facing an uncertain future, a question that hangs is about what happens to these Palestinian people who've been uprooted from their homes and have been driven out of their lands. In the latest, a senior Israeli official has confirmed that Netanyahu's government is now in talks with several countries for the potential resettlement of the Palestinian people outside of the Palestinian lands. Now, according to a report in Zeman, Israel, Netanyahu's allies reportedly are in talks with the Congo for accepting thousands of displaced Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. The reports have further added that the Israeli Prime Minister is also in talks with other nations to accept more of the Palestinian people who've been driven out from their homes. However, relocating the displaced Palestinians to the African nation of Congo raises a lot of very uncomfortable questions. Now, Congo has high levels of inequality. According to the World Food Programme, nearly about 52.5% of its population lives below the poverty line. So the question is, why is Israel planning to shift the displaced Palestinians who've been uprooted from their homes and send them to Congo, which is already in a crisis? Now, in the middle of the Israeli discussions, Britain's former Prime Minister, Tony Blair, has strongly denied any involvement on his part in the alleged resettlement plan of the Israelis for the Palestinians who've been uprooted from their homes. The Israeli media had earlier linked Tony Blair in talks with the Israeli officials about a potential resettlement of the Palestinians who've been driven out from their homes to other countries. Now, according to the Palestinian health authorities, Israel's relentless military campaign has so far resulted in the killings of over 22,000 Palestinians in just the Gaza Strip. Predominantly, most of the victims have been women and children. Time and again, the United Nations agencies have voiced alarm over the spiraling humanitarian crisis that the 2.4 million Palestinians in the Gaza Strip are facing. Most of them, that's nearly about 2 million of them, have been uprooted from their homes. They have been displaced and they are huddled in shelters and tents amidst very dire food shortages. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.